Thought I'd do another video today. I've been getting a lot of comments about what I exactly do with training. A lot of guys have said, how do you set up your Bulgarian? I can't believe you're doing Bulgarian. You've done Bulgarian over a year. I just want to answer this question in the video so there's no confusion. I can refer people to this video. I'm not doing Bulgarian. I can't overstate that. Bulgarian squat program is not what I'm doing. Bulgarians back in the day under Ivan Abajev did something completely different. Yes, they squatted every day, kind of like what I'm squatting, but they basically squatted 3 times a day, something like 20 sessions a week. Along with that, they did snatches and clean and jerks. Ivan Abajev was a minimalist. He didn't like exercise variation like the Russians. He just basically thought, I'm going to get my athletes to do exactly what they need to be good at and no fluff. You can find this on the web and read in much more great detail, but essentially he had extremely advanced individuals and then implemented this program. So for you out there that are thinking about doing just purely minimalism, it might not be the best thing for you. What I've done is I've taken the Bulgarian method and I've tailored it to me. So I squat every day, like them, not 3 times a day, but once a day I squat. And I basically go to a comfortable training max. And this is what I want to emphasize. They went basically to a failed rep. They went to a true maximum every day. They pushed really, really hard. Sometimes they went and attempted the given weight several times until they got it. So we're talking about balls to the wall training every single day. What I do, some of you guys have actually criticized me. The reps look too clean. I feel like, and you guys feel like I'm not really training hard. That's what I'm trying to emphasize. I'm really trying to practice my craft, and I'm not just trying to punch through walls like the Bulgarians. I'm not trying to force adaptations. I'm just basically going to a point where I feel like my form is intact and everything is going well, and I call it quits there. I don't wait for form to break down. I really want to make that definition clear. It's a training max. It's not a true max. I never fail weights. I rarely fail weights. And all of my reps are clean and in good form. So when you say Bulgarian and refer to me, that is not what's happening. Yes, I squat every day. But squat every day is basically the header, and then you got offshoots everywhere. You can do Bulgarian, you can do all sorts of different things. My thing is very personalized. I'm not doing what Bulgarians did. So I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing right now. It has changed over time, over the last year. I've done all sorts of things. I mentioned, I used to squat up to 30 reps, 40 reps, 50 reps with an empty bar and all sorts. I tried everything. But currently what I'm doing is every single day, I come in and I squat, like I mentioned, to a training max. It varies from 170 to 190. Recently, that's kind of been my daily group. I go until I kind of feel I'm good. The TFL has been kind of restricted, to be honest. On some days, I feel the TFL kind of pinching a bit more. But yeah, so 170, 190, that's kind of the range every single day. Every other day on top of that, I implement the Smolov protocol. Now, Smolov is a Russian program named after Smolov himself. It's a very extensive program. I think it goes up to like 13 weeks if I'm not mistaken. You can even get longer programs. And there's different cycles within it. I've taken the, not the Smolov Junior. A lot of people are mistaken the Smolov Junior. Smolov Junior is slightly different. I'm taking the base cycle of the Smolov full program, and I'm doing that every other day. There's 4 different types of days. I don't get this wrong. I've got it written in my book somewhere, and I just refer to that. But day 1, I do 4 sets of 9 at 70% of that day's weight. So I'm always auto-regulating on whatever I can do on that day. So day 1, whatever the case might be, whatever I hit the training max, I take 70% of that weight and I'll do it for 4 sets of 9. The next day, I work up to a training max, call it quits. The following day, I come in again and I hit 75% of that day's given weight, and I do 7 sets of 5, if I'm not mistaken, at 75%. So I do that on that day. The following day I skip again, back off sets. I still do training, my single training max. And then the day after that, so it's every other day, I do smaller. On the day 3, I do 8 sets of 4 at 80%. I think I'm saying that right. Yeah, at 80%. So at 80% of that given day's weight, I do 8 sets of 4. And on the fourth day is quite heavy. I do 10 sets of 3 at 85%. So you can see that I've gone from 70 to 85%. That's kind of the agreed threshold of training. That's where adaptations happen the best for strength. And so I spend most of my time there on my back off work. You can do whatever you want with your back off work with squat every day. You can do 3 sets of 3, I mean, whatever. I think that the Smolov program is really kind of appealing to me because there's a bit of variation there. You know, basically go from 10 reps all the way to 3 reps, roughly 9 reps. So it gives me a bit of kind of work capacity, gives me a bit of a pump, if you will. And then also I'll do a bit of triple work with 85% weight. Now, encompassing all of that, I want to emphasize again that these are not fixed numbers. If I come in on a bad day and I've had a night shift and I've woken up and I've had a stressful day, I haven't eaten and I feel shit, I do the training max, listen to my body, whatever the body's giving me that day, I take that weight and I use the percentage of whatever day I'm up to, or with a small one. So I'm big with auto regulation because my life is biology, right? It's unpredictable. I don't know how I'm going to wake up. Some mornings I wake up stiff, and what I'm supposed to, force my body to do what it's supposed to do on a really good day. Nah, I'm not like that. If you have a science brand on your shoulders, you know that there are oscillating things in your body. There are mechanisms in your body which we don't even understand. And for you to put some rigid program on top of it and expect your body to follow that, it just makes no sense to me, man. Like, I mean, I started with Texas Method. I was looking at the journal at 2015, December, I think it was. That was the first program. That was the first time I started writing programs. And I think I did 2 or 3 pages for like whatever, 3 months worth of work. And I started missing days, I started missing weight, and then the following bunch of days it's really good. It's just really unpredictable. I just struggle with this idea that you have to hit the prescribed weight. You can't do that because, like I said, life is unpredictable. So what I like about the setup that I've got right now, is I'm squatting every day and it's completely auto-regulated. And then once again, whatever that day is, I'll do small. And it just kind of, like, I can work around that basically. I'm a shift worker, so there's days where I do all sorts of shifts, night shifts, 12-hour night shifts, come back, I haven't eaten since midnight that night, come back, I sleep, I wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so we're talking 15 hours without food. Then I wake up and I don't like to train on a full stomach, so then I train. So now we're at 16 hours without food. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the most optimal thing for training. I'm certainly not a paid athlete. I don't have sponsors. I'm not making money out of this. This is purely a hobby, which I love to do, but I don't want it to hurt me. I don't want to be, limping around because of pain, because of my stupidity with programming. If you are a Soviet athlete, if you're a Bulgarian athlete, and you're being paid 8 hours a day to train, and everything is scheduled, everything is regimented, that's a different thing. I'll be doing three sessions a day as well, but it's impossible. This is not my job. This is just a hobby. So hopefully that I've cleared out some things in this video. I'll be referring to this video for some of you guys that are commenting and seeing the channel for the first time. Basically, the overarching theme here is it is heavily auto-regulated. There are some days where I push harder, but most days I'm just simmering. Most days I'm just simmering. I don't even want to think about pushing hard. It's just greasing the groove, as Pavel Tsatsouline says. Come in every single day, say hi to the bar, and move on with life. It gives me great comfort that I don't have to come in and fight every single day. I'm kind of a laid-back character anyway, so I don't want to be smelling salts every day, having somebody slapping my back. That's unsustainable, man. And also on that, I'll mention something else. Some of you guys in the past have mentioned why I don't listen to any music when I'm training. By the way, one of the biggest influences with my training has been an ebook called Squat Every Day by Matt Perryman, read about it. In there he talks about why listening to music is not the most ideal, especially with squat every day. The reason is, I mean, he goes into much more depth. You can look into it. The reason is because like arousal levels can impact your recovery. So if you listen to heavy metal, if you listen to music that pumps you up and you're screaming and carrying on, and then you do a repetition, obviously in that state you can handle more weight because your central nervous system is more fired up. That's a problem because the central nervous system is really, really taxing. So if you are spiking your central nervous system every single day, for every up there's an equivalent down. And so your recovery becomes longer and longer to recover from sessions like that. Well, with high frequency training, like we're doing right now, what I'm doing right now, I want to make sure my recovery is optimized. And so I don't want to smell salts. I don't want to listen to loud music. I'm not getting excited. I'm just doing comfortable lifting every single day. Because once again, I want to make sure I don't impede the recovery process. This up here is the biggest enemy. A lot of people have said this. The biggest enemy is within. You want to make sure you understand biology, you understand the process at hand, and plan ahead correctly. So there you go. I'm rambling on a little bit now, but I hopefully I've addressed some of your questions. I will be referring to this video in the future for somebody asking me how many reps you do or how many sets you do. It's Bulgarian every single day, working up to a single every day. Oh, by the way, how do I work up to a single every day? Usually I hit the bar for 10, 60 kilos for 10, 100 kilos for 10, then I usually go to 120 for 1. So I do, reps of 10 up to about 50% of my 1 rep max. Then after that I do singles. So 120 for 1, 150 for 1, 170 for 1, and then I usually make smaller jumps, 180, 190 for 1, and then if I can 200, which I haven't done in a while. So I do that, and then I do back off small off days every other day. Hope that makes sense. Hope you understand. I'm very happy to answer your questions about any of this. It's kind of hard to sit there and I don't know how many words I've said in this video, but it's a whole lot more than I can type. So I think video is a beautiful format to get messages across. And yeah, thanks guys. I hope this helped. Cheers.